all of us. When the Iqamah was established, the Imam said, everybody move up. I was in the last rows. I turned around, there was no one, not a single person sitting behind me. Everybody had prayed, everybody. So what's the point I want to make? We were tired. You know, when we're back in the UK, you're tired. You don't want to get up for Fajr. You're tired. You don't want to pray. We all know that feeling. We all experience that. Even the guy who memorized the Quran, you're tired. You just don't want to pray. And you let it go. But we proved to ourselves on this Hajj, being around each other, we proved with all of that fatigue, legs hurting, feet hurting, we proved if you want to pray, you can pray.
And one of the greatest lessons of Hajj is not only that you love Allah for a day or 2 days or 3 days or just for the days of Hajj, it is something that should happen day in, day out. Allah's love, or the love that we have for Allah, should trump everything else. Right? Should be greater than everything else. And so what that means practically is that when we're faced with a decision and we have an option, do we do this or do we do that? Is it right or is it wrong? Is it halal or is it haram? Is it something that's good from our religion perspective, or is it something that's slightly iffy, slightly, it's a gray area? The question, or the way that we answer that question should be, what does Allah want from us?
Allah Azza wa Jal is shy and noble, shy and generous. Yastahi. Can you imagine this? Allah is shy when you raise your hands to Him to not answer your dua. Allah Azza wa Jal, Rabbul Alameen, Rabbul Samawati wal Ard. How could He be shy not to answer my dua? If He never answered my dua again, I would have nothing to blame and nothing to say. But Allah Azza wa Jal is shy when you raise your hands up to Him. He's shy. He doesn't want to give your hands empty. He wants to answer your dua. So when you know that Allah Azza wa Jal is shy to return your hands empty, how many times you're going to raise your hands and ask Allah Azza wa Jal and beg Allah and plead with Allah for what you want? You're just going to ask Him for Jannah, you're going to ask Him for everything. You're going to ask Him for everything. Everything you want in the dunya, everything you want in the akhirah, all of it is with Allah Azza wa Jal. Allah wants to answer your dua. Allah loves to answer your dua. So don't be shy. Put your hands out and ask Allah and ask Allah and ask Allah.
If you look at the companions of the Prophet ﷺ, they used to do this very same thing. Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu, when the Prophet ordered the companions to give sadaqah, he was comparing himself to Abu Bakr, because he knew Abu Bakr is higher than him and better than him. And he thought to himself that this time he has wealth, that he's going to outdo Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu. So what did he do? He went home and he bought half of everything. Half of everything that he owned. And he bought it and he presented it to the Prophet ﷺ. And Allah's Messenger ﷺ asked him, Umar, what have you left behind? He said, O Messenger of Allah, half of everything I bought here and half I've left at home. So the Prophet ﷺ then received Abu Bakr's contribution. And he asked him, Abu Bakr, what have you left behind? And Sayyidina Abu Bakr, what did he say? He said, I have left Allah and His Messenger behind.
This is the last person worthy of Jannah, the worst of the believers, the least of us. None of you, except perhaps one, will be this man. One man. Allah will say to him, أَتَرْضَى, would you be content أَن يَكُونَ لَكَ مُلْكُ مَلِكٍ مِّن مُلُوكِ الدُّنْيَا? Would you be content if I gave you a kingdom from the kingdoms of those who ruled your earth? In one riwayah he says, أَتَسْتَهْزِئُ بِي وَأَنْتَ رَبُّ الْعَالَمِينَ. Oh Allah, do you mock me and you're the Lord of all existence? You're going to give me a kingdom? I'm under a tree. I was in Jahannam. You say, Bala ya Rabb, a kingdom? And Allah will say, Laka dhalik, I give it to you. وَمِثْلَهُ 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 وَمِثْلَهُ. I give it to you over and over and over and over. On the fifth multiplication, the man will say, enough. اكتفيت يا رب. Abu Sa'id al-Khudri radiallahu anhu is sitting while Abu Hurairah is reporting this hadith. He interrupts Abu Hurairah. He says, وَرَبِّ الْكَعْبَةِ, by the Lord of the Kaaba, I heard the Prophet ﷺ continue and say, لَكَ كُلُّ ذَلِكَ وَعَشْرُ أَمْثَالِ, that Allah said 5 times, I give it to you 5 times, and I multiply it by 10. Allahu Akbar.